Yeah.
Welcome everybody to a Wednesday Wolfpack recap. On this one, it's going to be just a open format question and answer. None of us are financial advisors, so nothing shall be taken as financial advice. But welcome.
Welcome. Well, what is up, everybody? Haven't done one of these in a while, huh, Justin?
We haven't, so I'm excited
We used to do this. We used to do this all the time. Then it was almost like we're giving like too much information, like throughout the week, and we just went to like more daily watch lists and daily lives. I like it better that way, honestly.
Yeah.
But this is still a good one because we do have some new faces. You guys are, first off, I want to say thank you. You guys are growing the group, taking advantage of the affiliate side of things, which is what we want you guys to do. It's free money, guys. So who better than to tell your friends, family, loved ones about it, to get them trading too. So we appreciate y'all helping us grow the Wolves too. But with that being said, I know we have some new people, and I know our trading style is pretty different. I would say, I'm sure Justin would agree. I'd say we're pretty different than a lot of other rooms, and a lot of other ways that people have like that thought of how traders operate. Would you say that's fair, Justin?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
I mean, we try to keep it more of like a realistic approach. You know, we're not trying to hit 1,000% gainers every day or not. You know what I mean? We're just trying to hit those base hits and like actually teach the right way. So you guys, you know, can do this forever on your own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it like definitely doing less is the name of the game, guys.
Yeah.
Especially in a market like this. And it's pretty evident. You know exactly who's doing too much just by the way they're typing stuff in chat and certain questions they're asking. And in this environment, newcoming traders, brand new traders, people that are still learning, more in the beginning stages, like it's okay to sit out and learn and ask questions. Like, I promise. Everybody's like, well, that's not fun. You don't make money. That's not sexy. I'm like, yeah, but there's nothing sexy about losing money because you're unprepared.
It's true.
Like nothing at all. And that's the big thing, right? Like, I think we are detailing it on live. Like, I legit took a trade on Friday, bought puts, held them through the weekend. I sold at close on Monday, bought at open at the bottom on Tuesday. Okay, rolled up with profits, risk-free trade, held that through the night, took puts at the top. So I'm in 3 trades since Friday. And we're at Wednesday. Okay. So just something to think about, guys. I know there's people that are like, you know, so I know Sherlin's great with her sweet spots. And she's great at scalping them. There are people great at scalping them, but that's not everybody's strategy. If you find yourself getting overwhelmed, you find yourself not being able to identify the tops and bottoms, then you definitely need to step back for sure, 100%. Because there is a much simpler way to do this. I promise. We do it. I do it. Justin does it. I probably do it the most as far as trading less, like 1,000%. I probably have if you look at my broker statement, it's probably the least amount of trades. Okay, I would say Dylan too, but Dylan does it very well because he doesn't have the time to overtrade, right? He's probably doing 2 trades, I would say, a day max. He might get one. He probably gets one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and he's taking his he's done the 20 to 100K challenge, and there are people that can't even like scrape together 5 consecutive wins. He's gone like 20 to 100K off 5 trades. Not 5 trades, less than that. But still, you understand what I'm saying. He's doing 1 trade a day. You guys are doing 15 trades a day.
We understand there's opportunities in the market all day long. We're not trying to say that, there's only a certain, time that you can only make money. Like you can literally there's going to be some play where you can make money at whatever hour of the day that the market's open. So you understand that. But you want to you want to be done more at the beginning of the day. You don't want to sit there, going through the fluff, staring at your computer all day. Like that's not how you want to trade.
For those of you guys that held the calls overnight, selling at open and then being like, I'm fucking done for the day. Up 200, up 2K, up 10K, up 20K, whatever your size was, hitting your goal for the day overnight. You could have gone to the beach. You could have gone with your family. You could have taken your kids shot. You could have taken your wife shopping. You could have taken them to school. You could have, whatever. You could have done all those things in life that you want to do. Why would you be stuck in front of a goddamn computer? right? So like, how fun was it? I literally said this morning, I sold, and I said, fuck, I'm probably not doing anything. And I said, yep, I literally had to leave this morning for my family, but I just put an alert on my phone. I said, when we get in, 5 to 10 points of the level that we set, I said, my phone will ping me. So it did. And that's how I started watching. And, it took about 30 minutes for it to actually get up there. But like, I was not in front of my computer all day long. And then I took that trade, and then I was done at the end of the day. Didn't even have to take it, though. That's the best part. Selling at the open, I didn't have to take it. I did not have to take it. Okay. So guys, we preach doing less. And if that's not the style for you, that's okay. But if you're losing money trying to scalp, that 100% is not the strategy for you. Okay. So make sure you're not lying to yourself either. All right. That's a really important part. Okay. I know like the connotation behind like being a trader is like you're fucking clicking the fuck out of your mouse, buying and selling and buying and selling and scalping and this and clicking through charts and just finding setups and just this and that. And it's like, that's like in the movies.
What's more of a flex? Like, oh, I bought this in the morning and then I went fucking ate, shopped, and then came back and sold, and I'm up this that versus like, oh, I made 30 trades today and I'm up this much. Like, it's way more of a flex, way less stress, and it is just way better to do less.
100%. What very well said, Justin. I mean, just from a stress standpoint, like today, I mean, okay, like, obviously somebody in my family's sick, so it's not like I had a stress-free day. But listen, from trading stress is already hard. Even if you win a trade, even if I win a trade, I still have anxiety. Like, that's just trading. Trading is a very stressful job. Mm-hmm. So why not make it like as non-stressful as possible? And usually you're going to do that by doing less. Okay. So let's answer the first. Let's get the first question for Adam. He says, could you review how you identify tops and bottoms? Yeah, super simple here. So we'll just do SPY because that's what we've been really trading and focusing on. We really want to master that. We need to just zoom out. Just go to the daily. Okay. Oh, just you got a lot of levels there. That's good though.
Hey.
That's fine. Okay. So let's identify tops and bottoms. Let's go back to January 19th ish. Go back. No, you're good right there, Justin. You're good where the chart is. Just go up a little bit more right there. Okay, not 19th. Okay, 20th then? Okay, 21st? 22nd. Okay, go down there. Go down when we had that huge crater day. Okay.
Okay.
So that was a week. That was a full week. Actually, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, those next 5 candles. That's a full trading week. Okay, Adam. Oh boy.
It's gross.
Gee, somebody's playing some. That sounded like, what's that? Mario? What was that?
Yeah. Where it was?
Yeah. Okay. So, do you see Mario found the princess? Yeah, it's fucking blew his load. Okay. So, let's just take a look here. Let's take a look here on that very first candle that we had for the 23rd, I think it is. You see the top of the candle, right? And then you see the bottom. And then do you see the bodies on the bottom, the bodies on the bottom of all those candles, how they're all kind of aligned? That's a bottom. 432 is a bottom. That's a big, big, big bottom. Okay. And then all those wicks to the top, we knew that 440 was a top. And they don't have to be perfect. But look, let me tell you this. On any one of those candles, you could have taken calls at that level. Like, this is what you guys need to realize. You could have taken calls at that level, which is like 430.50 or whatever, 431, 432. You could have taken calls right there. As long as you held them all day long or held them, you would have closed green. Do you guys see that? There's no bodies under that. You guys understand that? So if we go, okay, major support at this level here. Okay. And then we saw where the resistance was, right? At like 440-ish. It never could get above. Now, we identified what else was there that made us know that the resistance was there, because the bodies are kind of scattered. But what's that yellow line? 200-day moving average, right? That's a top. That's resistance. If we're looking back from the January 24th to January, whatever that Friday is, I think probably 28th, I think it was, or 31st, whatever. That's a top. You guys see how it could not get through that. Okay, that's why Justin has a red line there, 442. Then we got through that. Okay? And at that point, you don't really know what a top is or where our next top will be because you need a move to complete. So once we failed, then we jumped up over the 200-day and we jumped up, up to like 452, which we failed that 100-day moving average. I think that darker yellow line is, if I'm not mistaken, right? And we knew, okay, that's a top because look, we couldn't get a body to close through that. Then where do we know the bottom was? The retest of the 200-day. We knew that was a bottom, right? We knew that was a bottom. So that's what you have to see on these full moves, right?
We also had the top of the wick on in conjunction with the 200-day. So that was even more conviction of this being a bottom. Yeah. You see right here. Mm-hmm. This is why I drew this. I drew this on January 31st is when I drew these lines. So it kind of
So then you also see that red line coming down as well, right? The red, I think that's the 20. I think that's the 20-day moving average. The red line, the red moving average line. You guys see that coming down, right? Into the screen, making like a little swoop. Yeah, in there. Is the moving average on the daily simple or exponential? Simple. That red one is simple.
The only exponential I have, is white. It's going to be the 8.
Yeah.
I prefer just using the 8. That's just.
There's no right or wrong way, but some people have preference. I like using the EMA too, Justin.
Yeah.
But
on trend day, it follows the 8 like perfect.
Did you see how we jumped up to the 20, right? Initially, which also was right around where that 100-day is, and then we failed it, and then we wrote it down. So we knew that trailing was also a big spot. So we kept on saying, where's the 20-day moving average at today, right? Where's it at today? Where's it at today? It always moved a little bit, and you knew that could be a potential top. And every time if you would have gone short off that, there was a huge trade to make. Then when we finally opened up underneath it, tested it, and held, that's what gave us what confidence to hold those calls overnight because we went, wow, we're finally going to break over this 20-day. And we did. And then we went and tested again, the 100-day, right? And now we closed above the 100-day, which happens to be at the top of those wicks as well. So there's some resistance up there as well. But we kept saying today, 457, 458, we knew that was resistance up there. We knew it. And then the next level, now we're like, if this level breaks to the upside, what's the next level? The 50-day moving average. And we kept on saying 460, 460, 460, right? Does that make sense? Who asked that? Adam? Types. Yep. Okay. So make sure, Adam, when you're trying to find the tops and bottoms, don't do it on smaller time frames. Zoom out. Go to the daily, go to the weekly.
And so like I said, I drew this on the 31st. So I drew it when it was right here, and you could see after I drew my levels how well it's respected those levels since then.
Yep.
So bounce here, created a channel between these two levels. Top
so that 448, that 448. So Justin has the line right there at 447.98, pretty much that red one. See how he drew that because of the lines of the body are there? There's no body underneath that. So if you guys remember on yesterday, when we broke above the 20-day, but then we went down and tested 448 again, and it held. You guys remember, I'm like, if this 448, or I'm sorry, 4485, 4490 on ES, which is about that 448 on SPY, I said, if this holds and we jump up and get over 450, I mean, I'm definitely going to take calls here because now it's showing me it's respecting the once was resistance, now is support. Okay. And that's why I went long there. Bigger time frames equals stronger level. Correct. Like if we like go to the weekly, Justin, I'm sure it'll make even more sense on the weekly. Yeah. Okay. So let's take a look here. We had the 50-day hold, right? Which is the highlighter one. Okay. Then we had the 20 MA, simple MA, hold as resistance, right there. So you knew if we held that 50-day, we were likely going to go test that 20-day again, right?
Because if you see here, it was support. So we see how that 20-day was a major support for a very long time. So once we broke that support, and then we kind of have this, bullish rebound of this bounce, that support now becomes resistance.
Yep.
So that's how we would know that it's probably going to go reach the 20. And then that's going to be what the resistance, a major resistance level is, because that used to be a major support level. So whenever it breaks it, it just flips to the inverse.
Yep. So yeah, good point. So this 457 level where we closed, which was also resistance on this 20-day MA, if you on the weekly, if you look at the daily again, let's see what 457 level that is as well on the daily. I'm almost positive that this is where 450. Yep, you see the resistance there, right? So if you're just looking at the daily, you can see, okay, when the last time we were here, what happened? What happened? That's what you think. Last time we were at these levels, what happened? Well, last time it tried to get up 458, it failed. So we had to think, okay, why did, like, if you did, like, let's say you just didn't even look at the weekly, and that's fine. Some people don't. You could have just gone, there's resistance right there. So if I'm in calls, I need to sell at least there. Probably would have been good to sell at the yellow line on the 100-day to take profits. That's where I sold this morning. I sold it open and I didn't do shit the rest of the day. I didn't give a fuck. Okay. But you could see that resistance. Why is that resistance? You're like on the daily, like that's a random spot. And then you zoom out to the weekly and go, oh, that's right where the 20-day is. That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense why it failed that level.
And that's why we always say to go through the different time frames, because each one's going to tell you a different story, and it's just going to add conviction to the bigger time frames as you go down.
Yep.
That's like today I saw the 5 and the 10 were kind of, just very kind of creeping up a little bit. It wasn't really telling me too much. So that's why I went to the 1, and on the 1, it was showing me, okay, it's topping out.
Like major top. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, that's like where you're not supposed to be on the 1 all day. Like you're not trading the 1 all day, but that helped me figure out what was going on. So
if you want good heart health, you do not trade the 1 all day.
No.
Yeah.
But the 5 and 10 were just creeping, not really doing anything. So I need to see
even
more.
The 5 though, the 5 was kind of the same though. It was just consolidating underneath that all day long. I mean, all of them really were. They just traded sideways. Everything traded sideways all day.
Yeah, it's like a little top right here.
Yeah.
False breakout.
Yeah, but you can see how many wicks there are, like on all these 5-minute wick to the bottom, wick to the top, wick to the bottom, like on every single candle. There was really no solid body candles, really. So that's just chop. That instantly, like this is not tradable. It's not. But we know this. Well, I mean, I was so patient. I even got in a little bit early on that top, just because I wanted the put position. So I got in the tad early. I think I got at 16. It dipped to like 15, 20, and then it went to 20. Okay. So you just had to have patience. You could have waited you could have not taken the calls overnight yesterday, which is fine. You could have not taken that open and be like, I'm just going to wait for resistance. Like, I'm just going to wait for resistance. And you could have waited until you knew where that resistance was. We said 458. Okay. And it damn near kissed it when we got in. That's why we got in. And then it dropped on SPY. We went 450. I say 457.50. We went all the way down to about 455.50. That's a great trade setup. Right? That's a great trade setup. Okay. So, okay, that's a great question. Can you review yesterday's chart reasoning for taking the calls overnight? Yeah, go to let's go to the the 1 hour might work actually. It can't. Let's go to the day real quick, just so I need to see the picture again. Sorry. We knew taking the calls yesterday. Can you cover how to use the TTM squeeze? Yes. So what do we know was major support? Like major. I mean, where is it, guys? You guys can see it right there. And make it a little taller, Justin, so they get the price levels come there. I mean, you guys can see that. You might have to put your mouse on it because it's not going to list the price. Support. So down. Yeah, down. Oh, no, higher. Sorry for this week. Yeah, where the bodies are. Yep. We knew what? 448. Okay. We knew 448, but where the wicks are was what? 445. What else was down there? The 200 day, right? So we're like, look, it's been holding this. And usually we get a nice breakout and retest, right? Did we not? Okay, so like let's overview this 200 day. Let's go all the way back into January. When we broke down January and actually went through, we went underneath the 200 day. That's the 100 day. So one lower. Yep, right there. We went through the 200 day to the downside, consolidated, retested it like 3-4 times. I mean, really went and retested it almost every day. Then when we busted through, we were like, we're probably going to retest it to the downside. What happened? Got through to the upside and they came and retested there. So we knew, okay, we're holding this 200 day pretty fucking well. And we see the body closes, we know is right around 445. Okay. And the wicks are low. So we're like, okay, so 445, 446. Trell was saying 446. He kept saying 446, 446, 446. Okay. We knew that held. So in the morning when we opened up down there, we ripped higher. Okay. We ripped higher. Then we saw us get back through the 20 MA, right? That 20 MA yesterday was right around, I don't even know what it was at, 448, probably around 448. So when we bursted over that, I sold my calls from the bottom, right? So we went 446 to like 448, 449. I sold my calls. Then I knew we were going to retest, and I knew if we did not go back down to test the lows and held that 20 day, right? Which I also had a level on ES that was 45.80, really 45.85. I said I knew if we held this level, we were going to go higher. And we were likely going to go up to 450 again and through. Okay, because how many times did we fail? How many times did we fail it to the downside? Right? We failed getting lower than 446 1, 2, 3 times. So on the fourth time, I'm like, if we fail this again to get lower, we're going to go higher. Okay. Then the calls overnight, we knew closing above 451, 450. We knew if we closed above that was pretty bullish. And we knew that we were likely to go test the week's high. Okay. You guys remember that. So you guys see that 100 day, right? We knew like 453, 454. Okay. We knew if we close up there with like a bullish close, every day they rug pulled us, remember? They rug pulled us every single day. And this one, they're holding it. We're like, this is interesting. Like maybe they hold us. Maybe we'll hold it. Now, I took the calls overnight because one, I rolled up. It was a risk-free trade for me, completely risk-free, because I loaded the bottom, made my money, and then I only put a percentage of the profits back into the second trade for the day. Does that make sense? That's the most important part. Okay, good. Yeah, Adam. So perfect, bro. Yeah, I was telling everybody in the chat that same shit. If we didn't have CPI tomorrow, based on the closed over the 100-day today, would you have taken calls tonight? So personally, no, I wouldn't have taken calls. And here's why I wouldn't have taken calls. Okay, where's the top of the range right now? Right there, right where we closed. We closed right at the top of the range. Remember those days when we closed towards the bottom of the range? We took calls. So we're closing at the top of the range. Let's take puts, right? I would think this range from 444 all the way up to 457, that's really our range. So if we're towards the top on the technical speaking, we just ran from 442 all the way to 458. That's a massive run up all the way up there. I'm thinking we're probably going to get exhausted. We might fail that, right? I personally probably would have taken puts because we're already at resistance. Buy the tops, buy the bottoms. This would be buying puts at the top. Okay, because we know that that's big resistance up there. There's a reason why I didn't close through that number, right? There's a reason it didn't close through that number. But I knew where we closed yesterday was kind of in the middle of the range, and we had more probability to go upside than we did downside. Plus, you'd want to obviously always go look at what are the Apples, the Microsoft, the Amazons, like what are they doing? Where are they closing? What do their charts look like? If they were all getting sold the fuck off, then no, I wouldn't, you know what I mean? Dylan says he did take puts. Yeah, Dylan took puts. I mean, Dylan, do you have a different reasoning for taking puts than what I just explained? And if so, you can unmute yourself and tell us. Or you can unmute yourself and say that you took it for the same reason.
No, I took it for the same reason. We're right at that support zones and those resistance zones. Yeah, that's exactly why.
Yeah. Justin, can you put I wonder even if the volume shelf would tell us.
Oh yeah, give me 1 second. I don't know why it keeps taking it off.
What's your target on those puts?
What's that?
What's your target on those puts?
That gap fill down, 452, where we closed yesterday. You bought next Friday, Dylan, right? Yes, he says yes. He bought next Friday. So he bought plenty of time on his. Because what also do we have next week? Right? He says he's eating lunch. No problem, bro. Thanks for answering. Enjoy your lunch. What do we have next week as well? OPEX. Very good. What happens in OPEX? I'd say the volatility goes fucking nuts, and we're likely to have a down day. And if we're already at resistance going into OPEX, right? It's likely that's a great trade.
Price, yeah.
Okay. So we're at some bigger volume. We're at, decent.
But you see there's a gap right here.
Yep.
Where it's hitting. Yeah.
But you also have you got the MAs all in there. Like, it just seems like right now, I also see it as this. Like, we ran from 442 to 458. I mean, that's 16 points on SPY. That's like 160 SPX points in 2 days. Like, that's a lot, guys. That's a lot. I mean, I personally think that's a lot. So I'm like, we gotta chill out at some point, right? Gotta chill out at some point. There's gonna be some, stop thinking that you're gonna short the hole and buy the breakout at the top. Okay, this is not that market. This market has proven to you that is not this market, right? Based on a close. So I guess, Adam, you make a good point, though, based on a close. Look, to the upside, the next level of support or next level of resistance is that 50-day? The 50-day up there. So what? You could take calls for a 2-point move, but likely if it hits that level, it's gonna reject it and it's gonna come down. So what Dylan's probably doing is he got in puts early. And if we fail this level tomorrow out of the CPI data, he's in good shape. But he knows if it runs up another 2 points or 1.5, whatever, to get up to the 50-day up there, he's got room. He's got time to add to his position. And just because it gets there doesn't mean that it's going to rip through. It's probably going to fail, in my opinion. Does that make sense, Adam? Got it. Thumbs up. Sweet. Yep. Yeah, but with the news for tomorrow, like with the CPI data, it's like an earnings play. There's fucking nothing. It's like gambling, in my opinion. I could have loaded fucking 10 contracts of the 45, 50 puts overnight, but that wouldn't make any sense. Because if we did gap up, even if we hit resistance, like most people would get shaken out of that trade. Just because they see the gap, they'll sell right away, like the gap up. Like, let's say they do buy it up, but it rejects 460, and then tomorrow they sell it off back to fill the gap down. which is kind of what I think might happen, in my opinion. I don't know if it's going to happen, but that's what I think. It doesn't matter if I'm right, because obviously I got 0 positions. I'm 100% ready to hop in on the action in the morning. But likely, usually what happens is like people won't buy overnight, right? Or they'll buy the puts right now, and then we gap up a tad, but we still are at a resistance level. They get out of their puts and chase the call side because they think, oh, this is good. Yeah, this is good. And then then obviously it's like shorting the hole when you're buying that breakout at resistance, but this is not a breakout market. This has been a range market. You guys understand that, right? The 2020 and 2021 market was buy at support and buy calls and let it just rip higher. And that's good. That's what the chart patterns were telling. That's what everyone was doing. That's what you do. Then the Fed kind of realized, all right, look, inflation's out of hand. We're going to stop tapering. We're going to start tapering off. We might start selling off and do quantitative tightening. We're going to raise rates. These are not all the things that they were saying during that time. So we had to adjust, and it's all been range bounds. But great ranges. I mean, think about the ranges here. I mean, 443 to 457. I mean, that's a 13-point range on spot. That's huge. We love these ranges. These are great trading ranges. In my opinion. I mean, this is where we make a lot of our money. You just have to be disciplined. You could have only bought calls off of 445 this week and made bank. Yep. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. Pre-market average. Yes, Kevin. Yep, pre-market moving. So we all know this is a market where you have to. You don't do your watch list the night before because so many crazy things happen overnight, right? So you have to look in the morning. So he says pre-market averages. You're looking at these, right? 8 EMA, 20 SMA, 50 SMA, 100 SMA, 200 SMA. Correct. We are looking at those on the 4-hour, the 1-day, and the weekly. So you have to realize they're all different values on each different time frame. Okay, they're all different value on each different time frame. Okay, you have to realize that too. So like 457.70 today it's not a huge level. It's not an MA on this daily, but on the weekly, it's the 20 SMA. So it's a massive level, right? But you have to look at the weekly. You wouldn't know that if you didn't look at the weekly, right? That's why you hear Trail always clicking through the charts. Always looking at the different time frames, right? But yeah, you have to look at them on multiple time frames. Also, I mean, and then here too. So Justin likes to use the 8 EMA, right? He could have used the 50 MA bounce up to the 8 EMA and made a great trade because it's still technically resistance. Just because it closed there, if it don't get continuation tomorrow, it's still proven resistance, even if it's the 8 EMA.
And don't get so caught up with the whole 8 versus 9. If you put them together, they literally, it's like the same exact line. There's like nothing different. So
yeah, you just need you don't get it down to like the exact penny. Just know this is where we can go, and as long as you know the direction of where we can go or the range that we're going to be in, you'll make money, right? You'll make money. So just think about that. So hopefully, Kevin, that answered your question. But yes, I use all those, and I look at when I'm looking at the bigger picture. I really like the higher time frames, the daily and weekly 100%, and then sometimes I'll take a look at the 4-hour, too. Okay, so I hope that helps. I know there's got to be more questions. I got to pee real quick.
It looks like a bear flag.
I'll be right back. Yeah, 100% does, huh?
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah,
it's all bear.
Pull up a bear flag so they can see like a textbook line.
All right. Let me see. Oh no. No, but yeah, if you guys check this out, it's like pretty much just like that angle. So it kind of like looks like a return to normal, and then it just drops out. So we got the drop, bounce up, but we'll see. Let's see what the numbers come in for tomorrow. Let me see. Going through you guys' chat right now. Tops and bottoms. Pappy Van Winkle's the best bourbon. Brian, yeah, scalping. Scalping scalping's way too stressful. Because you got to sit there at the computer all day long. Simple. Stronger level. Yeah, we answered that. TTM squeeze. Yeah, so pretty much a TTM squeeze. We want to look at it to trigger. So the longer we have in the red, it's pretty much like it's consolidating, and you can kind of think of it as like it's winding up to explode either way. So it can either trigger up or it can trigger down. So once we see, so a little example here, we had, a great, it was red for a while, it was loading up, and then we had a trigger to the upside. And if we look, once it triggered to the upside, we can kind of see, okay, it's probably going to go bullish. And that's exactly what happened. And likewise, once it triggers to the downside, it goes down. And then, so what I'd look for on a TTM squeeze is just to look for something where it's, holding the red and it's consolidating for a very long time. Because the longer it consolidates, the longer it winds up.
The move.
Yep, there you go. Welcome back.
There it is.
I hope your piss.
Welcome back.
Great.
Dude, my piss smells, bro. I started taking these new vitamins and I'm like, am I even absorbing these? Because it smells like chemically. I'm like, that's not good. I'm like, oof. Yeah, dude. So the TTM squeeze. So let's use go to the 1 hour on SPY.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That is better.
So remember yesterday, guys, I was like, okay, why else? Okay, Ned asked this. Ned said, why were you buying calls, even holding them overnight? I said this yesterday. I totally forgot that this was part of it. So guys, look at yesterday. We saw the 1 hour fired off, right? We saw the 1 hour go green. So we knew, right? We knew. And then I went to the 4 hour. So not only there was a 1 hour tight, I saw on the 4 hour was also tight. So this one's delayed because I don't think you have all the overnight data on this one. So it actually fired
it's always
intraday
different
yesterday.
Than,
Yeah, it fired intraday, but the 4 hour hadn't fired yet. So meaning the bigger time frame was still in area consolidation. But if you could get multiple time frames that fire in conjunction, like the 1 hour fired, which made the 4 hour fired, the move was going to be big, right? And that's what I knew. That's another reason why I held. So yeah, I think someone was asking. I forgot they're asking about that TTM, but that was another reason why I held yesterday. I saw that we were ready to make a move. Like I saw the move was getting ready, and just think of the histogram, like the blue. That's just momentum, right? That's just momentum. But yeah, Ned says, I've been trying to find the perfect indicator. What I learned, there is no perfect indicator. That is the truth. Listen, if there was a perfect indicator, we would all fucking know about it. We would not be sitting here trying to go over a Q&A to figure out the market. We fucking sipping Mai Tais on a beach somewhere for breakfast, right? I mean, let's be honest. If there was that magic fucking one indicator, nothing's undefeated, right?
And news trumps all too. So,
and news does trump all as well. Yeah, so the red dots are telling you that it's consolidating. Correct. Think of it like a springboard. Mm-hmm. Just pushing down pressure on a springboard, getting tighter and tighter. The longer you see how it's in a range there too. So you guys know we talk about, we're in a range. Yeah, there's usually when there's tight consolidation on the price action, there's gonna be a move after. That's another reason why we knew, right, there was gonna be a move from yesterday. Also, we knew from it all week. Because you saw the doji candles on the daily too. So that just means buying and selling pressure were so equal, right? So we knew that there was going to be a move at one point, and it came today. Well, it kind of came yesterday, but it came today too.
Comes every day.
Oh boy.
You play it right.
If you treat it right. All right, did that help, Kevin? Or I think I forgot who it was that asked.
Yeah, it was Kevin.
Kevin. Okay. Yeah, but news trump. That helped. Cool. So news does trump all, right, guys? Like tomorrow, inflation could be so high, and technically we should have taken calls overnight because we're over the 100-day, even though we're at resistance. But news, we should have taken puts because we're at resistance. And we're closed right at the 20-day on the weekly. We're like, hey, major resistance here. Let's take puts. But the news could come out tomorrow. And we rip up to 460 or 462. Yep. Okay, so more broader question. How are you keeping track of your pre-market research? Marking those levels on different time frames using a template for tracking levels instead of trying to think. Try to use a template. Yeah. I have it written down on a notepad right next to my desk so I can see it, or a sticky note. And I stick it on my computer. I literally say upside numbers like these are from yesterday because I didn't really even trade today. Yesterday numbers, I said downside 44.65, 44.50. I said upside 44.92, 4,500, 45.08. So when we went to the downside, we held between 45.50 and 45.65. Or I'm sorry, 44.50 and 44.65. We held. That's when I knew I'm like, okay, we're gonna rip. And then when we got above 44.92, I said, we're going to get 4,500. We got above 4,500, I said, we're going to get 45.08. And above 45.08, we got 45.20, which was my next level. I had all these lows. I just have them written down. You can put them on a chart, but it does get kind of clustered at some points, and it gets overwhelming sometimes.
What you could do is set alerts.
Do it, yeah. Yeah, and then you set alerts as well.
On your chart, which then you don't even have to look at the chart. So you know exactly when it hits what level. It'll beep you and then
it pops up. Yeah. So you know you're at an area.
You could make the trade.
Yeah. Like if you were like, okay, well at 45, if you're like yesterday's, you're like, I need to buy calls off this support, right? But you're watching a lot of things, whatever. You're like, okay, broker, set an alert for 44.60 if it breaks. So you'll put like a less than symbol. If price action is underneath 44.60, alert me because you want to be alerted before that actual 44.50 level, which is a huge level. So you're like, okay, I get alerted. So it comes in, you're watching, and then you see it's going to rip off. You're like, okay, this is solidified support again. Let's fucking roll. Let's get the fuck out of here. Then you slap your calls. Then you set your level for, you're like, okay, now I know when we get to 44.85 or 448. There's going to be some low resistance in there. Then you set your alert and it alerts you on, it gets there. Then you click over to your position and you just click sell. Right? Like that's how a lot of people do trade that way.
Mm-hmm.
Trading commons is nice because you could just set you're like, if let's say you're trading on a $5 stock and you're like, I know resistance is at 6, right? So like a nice 20% move. You're like, I know resistance is at 6. You could just buy at 5 support, and then you're like, it's going to run to 6, and then you just set a sell limit price for 6, and you can walk the fuck away and not even have to look at the chart. Options are different because the price volatility on them, you can't pinpoint exactly when to sell the price per option at what it will actually translate to for price per share, unfortunately, unless you can, and someone needs to let me know if you can, because I would legit just say, I would probably write a script that would be, if we touch 460 tomorrow, buy puts, okay, and sell them when we get to 452. And if that could do that for me automatically, that'd be kind of nice. But I don't think you can. If you think you can, let me know. Message me. I need to know. Automate trading. Wowzers. Yep. Make trading boring again. It's cheesy as fuck, but goddamn it, I'm not getting no gray hairs. I think my life is actually pretty decent. I don't have a lot of stress. Okay. I get more stressed out listening to you guys trade than taking my own trades, to be honest. I can only spend about 3 minutes in that ER channel because good God. That's all out of respect, though. Those guys are killing it. I think they killed Disney today too. But yeah. Okay, cool. So, any other questions? Doesn't look like it. Justin, do you have anything?
I don't.
Extremely helpful. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I mean that's. Brian makes a good point. He says definitely for new traders, figure out what style you like to trade. He says personally, I'm not a scalper, but Brian's been in I've been talking to Brian a lot, and he's doing more like supply and demand zone. So what he's doing is being very patient and just waiting for the demand. So he knew that 44, a 445 yesterday was a huge demand zone. Demand being there's buyers. And there's buyers, it's support. Okay. He said, think about it like that. They're buying somewhere as support. That's why we're going to buy calls there. So he knew. So he takes all of his trades off of demand or all of his trades off supply. That's it. But he waits all day for us to get to those levels. Okay. And then he also makes what he says, so listen to the live all day drains me. Yeah. So listening to live all day is not for everybody. Okay. It's not for everybody. That is definitely it's a scalp focused live trade. Obviously we call the bottoms and tops when we get there and we take those trades. But I would say that like Damo and Sherilyn and Trail, like they are a little bit more scalp focused, but they also buy those big support and demand levels too. If that's not the trading style for you, then don't listen. Okay. And if you are looking at demand and supply zones only, like buying the tops and bottoms, you don't need to be on live to make the trade. Right? You don't need to be on live to make trade. You know exactly where the level is. Know exactly where the level is. All right. That's all I got. Hopefully this helped. That's a good point. Oh, sorry, Justin. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go on.
Oh, he says, just hop on voice once your levels are there and you want to hear what the admins are saying to confirm. Yeah, that too. Like, if you saw us opening up yesterday, we opened up at 446? 446. We opened at 446. You're like, okay, we keep talking about 445, 446. So we're at a big demand zone or support. Like, I'll get on live in the morning and just see what they have to say. Every single one of us were like, buy calls. Every single one of us. Buy calls, buy calls, buy calls, buy calls, buy calls. Trell said, buy the 457s for Friday. 12 points out. He said, I'm buying these calls. And everyone's probably like, what the fuck? That's crazy. Okay. So you could have just got on and someone's like, okay, I'm buying calls here, which I did. Everybody did. And then they also got called out, right?
And I will say, if your levels aren't exactly like ours, but you're within like a 1 to 2 point range, you're fine because it's a zone, right? So
yeah, it's a zone. It's not going to go down to the cent.
Yeah. So and it could even be a 3 point range. I would say 1 to 3, but anything above that, then I would say probably recheck your levels. But 1 to 3 within our range, then that's good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just don't really stress on being like, oh, I got to be exactly at their levels.
To the penny. You'll never buy the exact bottom. You'll never buy the exact, or you'll never sell the exact top. Like, that's just stop trying to do that. That's going to hurt you more. Guys, how many times do I make the joke? I'm like, I show up early to every party. I do. I showed up early to the puts today. I showed up early to the calls yesterday. And BK was even like, this fucking idiot's buying these calls already. Like, what the hell? I'm like, yeah, okay, I bought them at 18, then I bought another one at 12, and guess what? They went to 90. They went to 90 because we knew the levels, okay? Brian makes a good point. These strategies, they're talking about SPY with levels, apply to every single stock. You don't have to play SPY. You can apply this knowledge to anything you like. That is a very good thing for you to say. Guys, you realize SPY is just 500 stocks in one stock. You guys understand that, right? So obviously all those individual stocks have support and resistances as well. Okay. All the levels are the same. You find them all in the same chart. We trade SPY because for how expensive it is, being, over $400, it's a relatively cheap contract and very liquid stock to play for options. And it is a good starter for you to learn. Okay. Guys, I played SPY for years. Okay. I also taught myself to play SPX, but I had to build my account to an amount I was comfortable with to up my size to be able to play SPX. Now I play SPX because I don't want to buy hundreds of contracts or even, 50 at a time or, whatever. Okay. Like those commissions fees add up, but also from a tax standpoint, for me, it just makes better sense for me to play SPX. Less commission fees, and I get taxed. 60% of my profits are taxed long-term. If you guys were on that tax call with us, those long-term capital gains max out at what? 20%. So I just cut 60% of my profits from a 37 tax bracket, not including state tax, to a 20% tax bracket, right? So for me, that makes the most sense for me in my account. And that's what I keep stressing to you guys. Always do what's best for your account. Feeding your children does not feed somebody else's children. Right? Does that make sense? That's what you guys need to realize. Like, stop worrying about everybody else. Stop worrying about the Joneses. Stop worrying about who's got what, who made what profits, who did whatever. Just worry about you. This is not a team sport. Like, it doesn't have everybody contribute to make profits for you. You are in 100% control of buying and selling. 100%. You have to click the buttons. Okay. All other sports are usually team sports. This is the one sport where you have to be selfish. Okay. You have to be selfish. And you also have to treat it like a fucking, like, you give it the respect it deserves for the profession that it is. If you're up 15 minutes for the open, roll out of bed, don't even put your levels on, hop in the chat, good morning, everybody, what are we buying, yada, yada. Like, you're going to fail. You're going to fucking fail. I'm sorry. We talk about, Jay Powell's talking, economic data, CPI numbers, whatever. Fed's talking this, that. If you don't know what that is, you better start figuring it out. Okay. And if you aren't asking questions, you are not hurting anybody else's chances of success except your own. A closed mouth does not get fed. Brian says, I'm sorry to me like 3 times a day in my DMs for bugging me because he thinks he's bugging me. He's not bugging me. He's asking me great questions. Okay. And Brian's been growing his account. All-star, perfect example. Walker, after the fucking asshole chewing that he got from Justin after he joined like 4, 5, 6 months ago. No, it was longer than that, huh? When he first joined, Walker was lost, was a lot more confident than he should have been, with an account that was not reflecting his confidence. And it was blaming everybody else but himself. And then Justin ripped his ass, the new one. And now look where Walker is now.
He's never been the same.
He's never been the same, bro. He's a little chip on his shoulder now, which is good. But here's the thing. He needed that. So many of these other rooms and so many of these other people in our society and culture today is pat you on the back. Everything's going to be okay as long as you're happy. I'm like, I've never been fucking happy losing money. I ain't never been happy coming in fucking second place. Dominate, dominate, dominate. Everything you do in life. If you're going to take a test, you prepare for the test. Right? If Dylan's going to go play a show, he's going to rehearse the fucking drums, tuba, whatever he's playing, he's going to rehearse before. Warm up before the game, right? Warm up for hours. Watch film. They get a scouting report. Okay. They work out. They feed themselves the right things. You have to take all these things and apply it to trading too. You have to be willing to put in the time to get the results. Half-ass effort gets you half-ass results. And half-ass results in trading means accounts blown up, money lost. So wake up early, go on a run, go on a walk, make breakfast, do something, be productive in the morning.
Honestly, even just doing jumping jacks will change your entire mood. Yeah.
I'm telling you, yeah. Fuck yeah.
And then drink a fat glass of water and then.
Oh, bro, people don't realize. Justin and I talk about it all the time. I got Justin on it. Dude, a liter of water before, like right after you wake up is the best thing for your body. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to do. It's hard to chug water. But when you do it enough, it actually becomes a lot easier.
Becomes a habit.
I used to not be able to like that. Like chugging water used to make my stomach upset sometimes. Bro, now if I have a cup of water that's like 12, 16 ounces, I'll fucking down that shit in 6 seconds. Like done, gone, the whole thing. I just get it over with. You do that in the morning. So a liter is 2 glasses or 2 water bottles, 2 16-ounce water bottles. That's a liter, right? You do that in the morning. First thing when you wake up, what does that do? It jumpstarts your metabolism. So that gets your blood flowing. Okay, that gets your blood flowing. And then Brian says this one too. This is so slept on, especially because we walk or we trading at home or working from home for our jobs, right? We don't shower in the morning because we're not going into the office, some of us, or you don't get dressed. You're still in your PJs or whatever you want to call them. Dude, I take a shower most mornings. And then he says he gets dressed. Like he puts on a good outfit. Like look good, feel good, play good. That's the fucking truth too.
It's true.
You know, you don't have to. Like I always want to look good. But like I know, like I got fucking sweats on in the morning, like that's cool with me. But I take a shower, I smell good, you know, comb my hair, you know, brush my beard, brush my teeth, make a breakfast, get the morning started. Okay. But yeah, Justin's got a good little article right here, just about water. Just water.
I mean, your body's mostly made of water, so I don't know.
It's funny that trading exposes every shortcoming in your life. It exposes your lack of discipline. It exposes your lack of mental toughness. It exposes everything. It's like the therapist you never wanted. Okay. It won't tell you how to fix it, but it'll tell you what's wrong with you. So if you're super fucking emotional after a loss, right? Or you know, you lie to yourself about like, oh, I'm gonna put 10K on this trade because, you know, if I would have just done that on the last one, I would have made 20K and I'd be good at that point. I wouldn't have to risk that much more after that point because I already made it. That's not it. Get your ass clapped.
You see this? Your lungs, brain, heart, liver, and kidneys are between 65 and 80% water. Boom. So if that's your brain and it's not hydrated, how do you think you're going to perform?
Boom. Yep.
It's really like, it really does break down to like, you know, physiology and like everything.
That's why there's books on it. Guys, The Psychology of Trading is like one of the best sellers ever. It's true. It's 90% of trading is your psychology. Because
and diet.
Think about this. And diet. I mean, all aspects of your life. That's why I'm going to go work out after this, eat a good meal. I'm having like salmon and spinach tonight. You know what I mean? I'm going to go on a second walk, like 45-minute walk later this evening, like the whole thing, right? But wait, what was I just saying? Damn it. Fuck. I looked over at the chat and I saw I'm at the gym right now. Let's fucking go. I just lost my fucking train. I lost my train of thought. God damn it. Oh, shit. Physical. Yeah, fuck. I forgot. Shit.
You got to be healthy.
Oh, psychology of trading.
Psychology, yeah.
Oh yeah, all aspects of your life. It's like everything translates. If you're not a disciplined trader, I guarantee you're not that disciplined. You don't have, you're lacking discipline in other areas of your life too. Okay. Psychology of trading is 90%. If you would have knew, okay, the top of our range is 452 or is 458. That's the top of our range. At 446, okay, if I bought there and I bought enough time, like I bought Friday's expire or next week, I bought enough time for the move to happen, I know it's going to get there. And you're not emotional, you could have got there. You could have caught the whole move. Could have caught the whole move. But instead, the emotions come in and they see some downticks. They see some pullbacks, right? You're probably watching your profit and loss statement go down too. We've all done that. You're up fucking 5K on a trade, and then you're only up 3. And then you're back to break even. And then you sell. And then you would have banked 10K the next day. Bro, that happened. That used to happen to me all the fucking time. All the time. That used to happen. Okay. Do less. Always do less. But be disciplined. Discipline is everything. So if you need to be disciplined in all aspects of your life. Be a good nutritionist. Be a good health conscious person. Go to the gym. Go on a walk. Be a good mother, father, daughter, sister, brother, whatever. Husband, wife. Be that best person in your life. Be the best trader. It's all the same. I don't have my profit and loss up, Brian. I have percentage. I do keep my percentage up just to see. Like for sure. Because I have a rule. 100% or to my level. Right? Like sometimes contracts, like we could get a big ass bounce. And although it doesn't get all the way to my level where I need to sell or exit, the percent gets there. So I'll usually either take full profits or trim like 80% of the position. Why not? But when you watch the actual numbers, like the profit or loss, that not many people can do that, in my opinion. I don't. I personally don't. Because then you're just his percentage on active trader. Yeah. So in your current position, you know how it says like current or active positions, you know, you can make your own. So go and click the little pinwheel in the corner of just that little tiny watch list box, and you can customize what's on it. Yeah, you could take out the bid and ask. You could take out all that stuff. You could just have the contracted price, and you can do profit and loss percentage. Yep, just search it. It's in there. Yep, that's what I have. Especially when you're doing a big position, like some people in here have. Like Dylan. Like Dylan puts pretty big size on, right? I know he knows this too. Like, let's say you put 20K on a trade, right? And if the position dips down 20%, let's say he has a 30% stop loss, it dips down 20%. I mean, you see minus 4K. You're like, fuck, holy shit. Like your trade's still on. Like everything's still good. Haven't broken your stop loss or like let's make an example of yesterday, right? Let's make an example of yesterday. 446. We knew we're all going to buy calls there. We're all going to buy calls. Let's say I put 100K on at the bottom. Big fucking money. Okay, I'm fucking loading the goddamn boat. And in my position, let's say I bought them all at $1. Every contract at $1. And they went to 80 cents. I'm down 20K. We haven't broken through the lows. We haven't broken through support. Support is still support. Right? Just let's say you're a little early to the party, but it's still the right trade. And then you sell and you lock in 20% loss or 20K loss. And then it went 400% because if you would have stuck to your trade plan, those went $1 to $4. Your 100K would have gone to 400K, right? But if you look at percentages, it's all the same trade, guys. It's all the same trade. Just like I give that story about when I played blackjack. whether or not I got a $10 hand, $100 hand, $1,000 hand, I know exactly the play that I'm running the moment the dealer gets his face card or his up card, right? Because you know how they deal out 2 up cards to you, and then the dealer has 1 up card. So you know, right? You look at X number versus their face card or their face up card. I know it like it's like an if-then function. If this, then this. Like think of it like Excel. Just set the equation in there. If this, then this. Right? If dealer 16, I stay on everything. Right? If dealer 16, I've got 11, I double down. It doesn't matter if I've got $1 million on that hand, $100 or $1. It's the same strategy every time. That's trading. Same strategy every time. Right? So that's why we tell you guys buy 1 contract at a time, especially when you're new playing SPY. Buy 1 contract, right? Buy 1 contract and get so fucking good at utilizing your strategy at 1 contract, then you double your contract size. And now you got 2 contracts. And then you got 3 contracts. And if you build out yourself slowly, you do that for a full year, I guarantee by the 2nd year, you'll be making so much money. But everybody wants to jump to the 2nd year and make all the money without putting in the work of the 1st year. Everybody wants to have all the muscles at the gym, but they don't want to go to the gym. They don't have the diet. They don't want to drink the gallon of water. They don't want to make the sacrifices of to not eat the fast food, to not go drink the alcohol, right? To not cook their meal. Okay. Everybody wants to be successful, but nobody wants to put in the work to be successful. You have to put in that work. You have to build discipline. You'll build the most fast discipline trading if it all aspects of your life you're disciplined in. And you think I'm lying? Go look at Dylan. In fact, don't even look at Justin. Go look at Dylan. An hour a day, blowing everybody out of the fucking water in our channel. I mean, everybody. Runs 2 miles in the morning, breakfast, has his game plan set, levels set, makes trade, works all fucking day long. Kids, goes home, hangs with wife, is a dad. Okay. I mean, I'm not surprised by his results, to be honest with you. Okay. But I'm not saying that anyone that is a bad trader, you're not disciplined in other parts of your life, because trading is hard to figure out. But if you are disciplined in all other aspects of your life, you will pick up trading a lot faster. Okay. And you definitely have what it takes too. So don't get that twisted either. Okay. Because I have a super disciplined regimen in my life. Okay. But I struggle trading just like you guys all did starting out. Justin struggled trading too. Like everybody struggled trading at one point. Nobody just walked in and was fucking making $1 million every year trading. Okay. All right. I think that's all I got. That's all I got, Justin. Now I'm done.
Cool.
TED Talk over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go work out.
All right. Yeah. Everybody go out, go work out, get the fuck away from the screen. Enjoy your day. Wake up early in the morning. Okay. Get your level set. Shit, take a screenshot and post. Ask somebody in the chat. Are you guys looking at the same levels? You guys know exactly what we look at to get our levels, right? So you guys should know. Ask questions. Stay disciplined. All right? But get the fuck away from your screen and go do something. All right? Love you guys. We'll see you guys at the Discord. Have a great rest of your day.